The lessons learned from the program capstone. Issue tree, I think, was the first one. I realized how big problems can be broken down into smaller, easier to handle questions, and which are easier to explain to the client as well. In a presentation, defining the problem and giving the solution upfront. I've used this technique before, but I think this course formalized it for me. Curating data and only presenting the most relevant and important parts in the final presentation. And I think this course taught me the importance of discarding a vast majority of data when presenting, the importance of synthesizing lots of recommendations and choosing only one or maybe two which are the biggest contributors to solving the problem. I like the interviews of the practitioners who I realized were not winging it and you were using techniques and a methodical approach towards the problem. I was a bit uncertain, I think, before this about the usefulness of consultant, since I thought the customer has more subject matter knowledge and knowledge about company capabilities. But during these interviews, I realized the management consultants had some advantages that the customer did not have. So they had an unbiased view. They looked at the big picture as opposed to being bogged down with details. They saw the problem as an abstract problem, which was not specific to the industry, but it was a general problem. My reflections over the journey on the journey over the course of the MBA. There have been many. I think personally, MBA has been a memorable experience for me. When I was starting in 2016, I was a bit apprehensive and I was uncertain about this online medium. But I cannot be happier, And I think if I was in a brick and mortar MBA, I might not have finished the course. With this, I interacted with many people all over the world, made friends with them, learned from them, and I, plan to stay in touch with them. I utilized my time, which I otherwise would have wasted, during commuting to work or during lunchtime, things like that. I got more than 30 Coursera courses under my belt and on my LinkedIn profile, which was a big positive, bonus in addition to the degree itself. I got the chance to be taught by some illustrious professors, and I'll just quickly go through some of them with a phrase to describe them. Professor Scott Weisbanner, he had the best sense of humor. Professor Gary Hecht, he was overall, the most effective teacher and also the calmest. Professor Okte, he was the quickest through lectures and concepts, which I liked. Professor Hayden Noel and Professor Raj Ichambadi, they were, I think, the most high energy, cheerful, always smiling, upbeat. What I will take away from this experience, the first thing is the work ethic. Because the courses ended in 2 months, and I think there was always this one module per week for Coursera, it was a relentless schedule, and there was always something to do. So this made me develop a better work ethic for myself. Secondly, the Coursera platform was a big eye opener. I'd never taken a MOOC course before, but now I think I'll be taking plenty of them because I realize that it's flexible, it's quick, it's inexpensive, it's offline, it's has such a big variety, and the reviews help me choose a suitable course for myself. What surprised me most about myself, when I did my engineering 20 years ago, I was not a very committed student. I was just did enough to pass the courses. The enthusiasm was missing, and I thought it would be the same for my MBA, but it was the complete opposite. I think there were many factors. The teachers were engaging, the course material was interesting, and it was relevant to what I had been doing. But also, I realized that I was a more disciplined individual now. And I think my performance in NBA in terms of eagerness to do assignments, projects, learning new things, getting good grades, all this surprised me about myself. Finally, a thank you to everyone involved. It has been a wonderful experience, and you've put together a wonderful sort of program in such a short time. Thank you.